political insiders are in studio this evening to weigh in on the week's hot political topics. Democratic strategist Tony May and Republican strategist Charlie Giroux. Charlie to my left, Tony to my right. Hi, gentlemen. Welcome, as always.
Glad you're here. Tony, let's start with State Senator Musto, who was indicted.
Right.
What are the implications here in Harrisburg?
Well, I think it's relatively not a great deal of implications for Harrisburg, except the one thing that we have a new U.S. attorney in the Middle District of Pennsylvania, Peter Smith, who over the years has developed a reputation as being a very aggressive prosecutor, a straight arrow kind of guy, and he may pick up some of the loose ends that were left behind by the Tom Corbett investigations. I'm not sure. Charlie, what do you think?
Don't know. It is a federal indictment, not a state indictment, so there may be some significance there. But ultimately, in terms of implications for Harrisburg, it's simply another sad chapter in the state's history. But Senator Musto is gone. He gave up his seat. He's been replaced in the election. He won't serve in the state Senate anymore. In January, there'll be a new Senate.
After so much time, not a good way to go out.
Right. We're talking about some pretty serious crimes here. Let's see. Wire fraud, mail fraud, 2 counts of bribery and lying to FBI agents. Does that cause our voters to have a little distrust in their
There's no question that
leaders?
every time one of these stories rolls out of the closet, it's a stain on the process, and it causes voters to be more cynical and to believe that their government isn't working for them. So it's a sad chapter in our state's history.
All right.
Tony, Tom Corbett gets a raise along with a lot of other lawmakers.
That's true.
Bad timing?
Well, I think that with the current attitude, which I think is misplaced, that anytime a public employee gets a raise, it's a bad idea. It's not. It's under 2%, and the governor won't be able to have his pay raised in any other way but by this cost of living kind of an increase. It's probably a good sign that the cost of living has improved somewhat. It means the economy is getting a little better. I would say it's a sign of the economy is improving, that the bill that gives them an automatic pay raise to keep pace with the cost of living is up to 2%.
Yeah, Charlie, 1.7%. I mean, it's not
I'm
a lot,
not so sure
but right?
I agree with my old friend Tony on this one. I think there's going to be a significant number of legislators. Seth Grove from York County kind of led the way early this morning, saying we're not going to take it. I would not be surprised to see Governor Corbett say that he won't take it, and I would equally not be surprised to see members of the General Assembly early on in the next session, as part of a reform package, say we're going to do away with these automatic pay raises for legislators every so often.
Do you feel they're looking at 2012?
Of course they are.
I mean, they're really
in a tough economic time, when a lot of people are really hurting, either out of work or enjoying no pay increases, and no pay increases for state workers, by the way. To have legislators taking automatic pay increases is bad politics, if not bad public policy.
No matter how small.
Bad politics. Good policy.
All right. They're doing it for some reason, right? So we'll have to find out why. But now let's move on to President Obama's health care plan. A new poll just came out, a national poll, saying Americans are actually agreeing to this and they're liking it. Charlie, you say no. What's up with this poll? Because we've heard forever that people don't like it.
Will say most anything. There's not enough Kool-Aid to be slurped down that will convince the American people this is actually a good bill. It's a terrible bill. The American people know it. They spoke out on it in November. I don't know where this poll came from, Marist College or somewhere out of state.
Right. Marist and McClatchy newspapers, that's where it comes from.
I can find you an equal number of polls. Most importantly, the vote of the American people that say that Obamacare is a disaster, and I think it's going to be scaled back dramatically in the
Tony, is this a fluke?
No, I don't think it's a fluke. I think it's in how you ask the questions, and if you ask people, do they like these features of the Obama health care reform, they're going to say yes. The features they like, it's 50% of the population or 48% of the population that represents the Republican Party, and the Tea Party types don't believe that anything that President Obama does other than get up and shave in the morning is an acceptable activity.
Features they like, execution.
Right.
All right, guys, thank you. You can always catch our political insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30. It's a pleasure to see you both.